On this video, I'm going to show you how to do a takeoff for a commercial project and which plans you need to look for. Just like with the new build, first you're going to name your project and upload your plans. You're going to set your bid date and go here to upload your plans. Either upload from your computer or drag and drop a file. Save time, I have already uploaded the plans. And I'm using a project that I have already done to show you, that way I can show you more on this and not keep the video fairly short. So you're going to go to the takeoffs that I've already done. With commercial, there's going to be some site plans that you're going to look for. So you're going to look for the overall site plan. And a lot of times they will have you doing the painted striping for the parking. So painted striping, they're going to be doing the ADA painting as well. So for this, for the ADA striping and symbols, that would be done as an area. And also with this done, and you would do it as, you can count how many spots there are and do it as a 2 multiplier. So there's 2 ADA symbols. So I did this as, take this one off, cut. Let's go to parking ADA, measure. There's 2 of them. And I'm going to measure out 2 spots. So that did that one. And then I go back to a 1 multiplier and I measured out, I would have traced out here for a 1 multiplier for that one. And then for the parking stripes, you can count for each row how many lines there are. And that is the parking stripes. That is a linear measurement. So you would, like this one, there's 16 here. So I put 16 and then put the line here. There were 12. And then if there's more parking spots, you would do the same. Because you'll get maybe some grocery stores, things like that, have several apartment complexes that have several parking spots. So that's the quickest and easiest way to do it rather than having to draw each line. Sometimes you will see bollards throughout the area that you have to do. Sometimes they want the arrows painted, sometimes they don't. So this one, they wanted the arrows as well. I would usually go ahead and do those because if they're wanting the parking stripes, they're usually the arrows. They're also wanting so I would count all of the arrows and then do that as one as well. That's an area. And then also the crosswalks. That would also be an area. So you'll do your takeoff area, and then name it as crosswalks. And then once you're done, you'll put your legend and then put it up here so you have all of your measurements here. Most commercials have a trash enclosure that needs to be done. The gates are usually painted. This is prime and paint. It may not, like this one doesn't say anything next to the CMU about painting it, but it's down in the notes, prime and paint, all CMU. So make sure you read all the notes around the plan. So this one, they only have one side elevation, so you need to do it as a 4 multiplier because the inside and outside needs to be painted. These you'll do as a 2 multiplier. So when you do the area, you have to account for the outside and the inside. So please remember that. So like the gate was 2, this rear was 2. And then the side is each side and the inside, so it would be for 4. And then the CMU cap would be a linear And this would be 2 for the 2 sides, and then just 1 is just the top. Okay, and then you'll put your legend. Okay, now you pull all of your interior plans, which I've gone ahead and pulled these. You have the quickest ones that I always pull as fast, quickly as possible is your ceiling plans, your interior finish plan, the finish plan. This one has your finish schedule and your material schedule on it. Most of the time, these are on separate plans. You'll see a finish schedule on a separate plan and a material schedule on another plan, or these two together. On your materials, I always look at the material schedule first and see where is it being painted. So your ceramic tiles not being painted, the ceilings, it doesn't list anything, but there's usually some gypsum, so you need to look. We'll go and look at the ceiling plan in a moment. The concrete is not being done, just a broom finish. Paint, you have some epoxy paint. Yeah, that's a little more expensive. You have your regular white paint everywhere else, and then some exterior paint. No baseboards are being painted, and it shows like some plastic wall panels. It says for restrooms, all surfaces to have anti-graffiti coating, so we need to remember that when we do the interior. Okay. And then at the car wash, all steel columns and beams shall be painted. Okay, and then you have your finish schedule. All the regular paint is through here, and then your equipment room has some epoxy painting. And this doesn't show anything being painted, but you remember for the restroom, it says all surfaces to have anti-graffiti coating. So this will have a coating in this room. And then even though it didn't show any ceilings here, you have gypsum ceilings on the finished schedule for these 3 rooms. So remember, interior, just like everything else, just like new builds, commercial interior is at a square foot. So we're going to do interior square foot. Start. And it's going to be around the room. Okay. Then you're going to get your anti-graffiti walls, which is in your restroom. And they are going to be, walls are a surface area. You put your interior walls. Okay. And you have to see how high all the walls are. So you go back to your ceiling plan, which is here. And you can find out how tall all the ceilings are. Restroom, 9 foot. This is +9. If it's a +9, I would go with 10 to be safe. It says +9, so I'd go with the next level up, next foot up to be safe. That means it's a little over 9 foot, so why not? It doesn't give an exact. Open to structure means it's at deck level, so we'll need to see if we can find how high the deck is. Open to structure. Mat wash is 10 foot plus, so I would go with 11. So we need to see if we can find the deck's height. Look through here. Always look through your notes. It does not say on the plans. You can look at the exterior plans for the height of the building. So that's what we can do here. Deck height, This is going to be the wash area. So look, this is where the wash area is. You can 21 feet, 4 inches. So that's what we would go with for the deck height. Now, going back to so you do your different walls. You have your interior graffiti walls, you have CMU walls. Once again, all walls will be, if you do it on this plan, will be surface area at the appropriate height. With your CMU walls, you have your epoxy walls. And your regular paint walls. And then it said all surfaces in here are anti-graffiti. So even the floor is going to be anti-graffiti. So I'll be there too. Okay, we find the columns. Said to paint the columns, so we're going to do the columns. Okay. And now we're going to look at the exterior. There's the roof plan. Always pull your roof plan. It says a roof hatch for door schedule, and it was showed to be painted. So it's a square foot, which is not much. It's usually very small. So exterior roof hatch is 11 square feet. Okay. A lot of times on the roof plan, it'll say your gas lines need to be painted. So it'll say gas lines painted yellow. So I'm gonna always look at your roof plans. Sometimes it's good to pull the first page of the plumbing plans as well, because sometimes it'll say on that you need to paint the gas lines, whether it be interior or exterior. That'll say on the first couple of pages of the plumbing plans. Also your mechanical plans, first 2 pages of there will say whether you need to paint the exposed ductwork. Those are for more of the grocery stores, some of the retail shops, things like that. So now looking at the exterior, you want to go through all the notes, telling them about what the things you're going to need to do, like painting a test patch. All exposed metal flashing needs to be painted. So we'll need to make sure we do the flashing. All hollow metal doors and frames. So exterior doors and frames. Anti-graffiti. So galvanized metal coping. Which is mainly the same area as the flashing. Will be included with that. This tells you the paint. So your brick is being painted, exterior brick. Your CMU is being painted. PT1, PT2, PT4, PT6, which is going on these 4 things. And then your exterior stucco is being painted. So pretty much everything on this building is being painted. So you have the flashing, which is here. Flashing coping area is going to be a linear measurement. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a linear, so you'll do start measure, and you would do all of those. Okay. All through there on each side of the building. Some on these little bitty peaks too, so don't forget those. To go through each side and do that. And then you have exterior brick 1. And that's an area. Sometimes once you do this, this will be enclosed, so you have to click on this, cut out rectangle, and cut that out. Anything that's in there that shouldn't be, make sure you cut it out. This would have been in there. And then you'll do that for each one. CMU 1, CMU 2, coiling doors, so door schedule shows that. You'll look for the door schedule. It shows all these doors, even the overhead doors that were being painted. So that's why they're measured on the other page. Doors and frames are all being painted. Almost all commercials will have a door schedule. And you'll go through, there's all exposed steel will be painted. There's a lot of things that are notes. Sometimes we can't measure some things because they don't show it. So it's just main things we'll just highlight in here for you, just so you'll know. These went with the ADA pipes. Exterior ADA signs, more like the bollard portion of the signpost. Again, just highlighting this again, that all the striping's to be painted. There will be some, like if you have apartment complexes that you do, that you can look at, there'll be a site plan where we'll have all the different types of buildings, so you can use that site plan in order to break up the different buildings to see how many buildings you have for each. So that's another time when the site plan comes in really handy. But other than that, that's about it. It's very similar to a new build, but has a lot more detail as to what is being painted. Unlike with a new build, you really don't know what's being painted sometimes. But commercials are very detailed in that aspect. So they do like you to list what's being painted in the bid. But if you have any other questions, you can get with the support team and we can help you more with this. If you have any questions, just get with us. Thank you.